When we look back on the year 2024, we're going to look back and go, man, that was a giant mess in the video game industry and possibly the entire world. But with that said, the video game industry may have seen the biggest mess this year with Concord, but we may have one that actually sold less. Holy moly. If this is true, Hey everybody, I'm Craig. Welcome to the Side Scrollers podcast channel. If you're new and you're a normal man, hit that subscribe button. Let's join the 105,000 normal men who love common sense in the video game and entertainment space. Here we are. Glad to see you. Welcome on out. Okay, we're going to go to smashjt.com. SmashJT is a phenomenal YouTuber. He is a guy who has really opened his eyes to the insanity in the last year. And I think he, like most people, have seen the just absolute destruction of this hobby, their passion that they love, just totally getting wrecked by all the insanity that's happening. Like I said this many times before, the video game industry is an industry that I've never seen an industry so disconnected from its customers. It is absolutely crazy. But let's go to Smash JT and check this out and talk about this game, Unknown 9 Awakening. Now, this is a game that was, it was written by the folks over at Sweet Baby Inc., specifically the CEO, the main architect of the story. And this game has done shockingly bad. And now I've talked about this, and we'll get to my tweets in a minute from my insiders, but Smash spoke to his insider at GameStop and had an email correspondence back and forth between this person. And would you believe that they have said they have sold exactly 0 copies of this game? Now, we talked about this today on the show, and I actually went to a GameStop to actually see on the show what they had to say and if they had sold any at my local GameStop. We're going to get to that video in just a second. But I think it's important for you to take a look at the email that happened. This is from an anonymous GameStop corporate level worker. Says, I work for GameStop at a corporate level. I have data at 2,900 stores. Now, my insider has access to a big box retailer at over 800 stores. We'll get to that in a second. Your video inspired me to check on Unknown 9 sales. While there was movement for 2,000 initial copies, which were store distributions, I saw maybe 50 other copies with movement, which were pre-orders, but nothing else. We had around 350 copies of Unknown 9 for PlayStation 5 available for shipping, but the demand was 0, meaning none sold. None sold. 0. Unbelievably. On Xbox, we had about 150 copies and 0 demand. So between both platforms, at the time of my first email, we have sold 0 copies. 0 people buying the $49.99 game from GameStop stores or GameStop.com. To say that is telling, as it says right here, is an understatement. Now, once again, this coincides with what my retail insider said from a different outlet. Now, they told me, and this was from about couple weeks ago, before the game had released, he said, my insider had access to 800 big box stores, pre-order numbers. They told me that Unknown 9 Awakening had a total of 46 pre-orders, 46, but 12 of those, once again, were canceled. So there was actually only like 34 pre-orders in 800 stores. Now, I'm going to reach out to my insider and see if they've actually sold any physical copies since the game had been released. Last I spoke to them, they said no, not a single game had been moved, but that was about a week ago. So maybe that's changed. So with that said, this seems on track. But I'll tell you what was interesting about this is such a crazy anomaly, silly number. Today, during our live show, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Central Time, I invite you guys to come join us when we're live every single day. We've got a few thousand people watching us on a day-to-day basis. It's outstanding. I actually, in the middle of the show, I went on what we're calling a side quest. And here on Side Scrollers, I went to my local GameStop and I asked them, have they sold any of these games? Have they heard about this game? And here is the correspondence I had with that wonderful GameStop employee. Pardon the breast cam. We went super low quality secret camera here. Need some Kenny Loggins in here. It's ridiculous. Hey, what's going on?
Not much, man.
Hey, a question for you. Do you have any? There's a game that came out. It's called Unknown 9 Awakening. Have you heard of that game before?
I've not heard of it.
Yeah. Just curious if you have it. Keeping in mind, this is a guy who works at GameStop. This is his business to know these games. So if the guy at GameStop doesn't know the game, how is he going to tell it to the customers who come in and asking for the game, right? He's the one who should be knowledgeable about this. But this game is not on anybody's radar at all.
In stock.
Unknown 9 Awakening.
Yeah. From Bandai Namco.
Look at that chin, huh?
Got some sweet tunes going on in here. Banging. Have you guys
Do not have it.
you don't have any?
No, sir.
So have you sold any here at this location by chance?
That I don't know. Not while I've worked here.
No?
I work 2 stores, so I'm off and on all week.
And you never even heard of the game, huh? Okay, cool.
Well, let's see.
So he goes on to do a little more searching, but there was another guy in the store, and they actually had a like a demo version of it, like the printout of the cover, and they put it inside of a box. And this guy was like, "Hey, I've seen it. It's right here," but it turned out it was just the box with it. But he'd never heard of it either. Nobody has heard of this game, and nobody is buying this game. And if you look over at its Steam chart numbers right now, you can see as of right now there are 114 people playing this game, probably mostly streamers, right? With an all-time peak of 285. We talked about the abject fail. I mean, this is legitimately. I mean, I can't think of a game that has failed this bad. And most of these people have gotten this game for free by buying a graphics card. This was included in a bundle of a graphics card. And I'll tell you what, going back to Smash, he had a tweet about this, which I really think sums this up. And he does a really good job of describing. And I agree, this is cold, but it is very true. And it's absolutely something that needs to happen. It says, this might sound cold, but I legit don't care. Anyone who so much as touched this project should be out of work immediately. This is unacceptable on every financial quantifiable level. Stop patting each other on the back. Stop pretending everyone's so amazing behind the scenes. The toxic positivity needs to end. You failed at your job, and capitalism needs to run its course. Man, does that hit right there? The idea that we have this like, oh, it's okay. Like, there's real money being put into these games, millions of dollars being put in development of these games. And to have 285 at the time here, what do I have? I had 114 people playing this game right now. 114 people playing this game. Are you kidding me? Millions of dollars. I mean, of investment for this. We saw Concord. We saw Ubisoft. This is insane. He's 100% right. He's 100% right. If you're not doing your job, you're done. Sorry. In this industry, you make games for customers, not investors. No, not pandering to social justice causes gamers. If you can't do that, you need to get the fuck out. I'm tired. I'm sick and tired of this shit. Sweet Baby Inc. is the death sentence to everything they've attached to. The story was shit. The gameplay was garbage. No one asked for this, and no one was surprisingly impressed by the quote-unquote work. It's garbage, and it's a cancer to the industry at large. The industry needs real leadership. It's beyond loss. Resign. No one's going to miss you. Now, may have went a little too hard on this last one. I mean, I think that people will miss people who get fired, but maybe they were in a bad situation. Maybe they're making a game about something that they didn't want to make it. Maybe that wasn't a passion. And I think that's the biggest issue here is you have people working on games that this is not their passion. It is a job. You go back to stories from the 90s and the early 2000s of these companies that were consumed with their product. They would finish working on the game. Then they'd go home and they'd work on their games. Like, that is what makes video games so great. That is what makes industry that turns into a multi-billion industry so great. People who are passionate about what they do on a day-to-day basis. They live, they breathe, they drink it, everything about it. They're consumed by it. But look, like I said, I don't know. Did he go too far right here with this? I don't know, because I think that a lot of people hit it on the nail, not on the nail here with 6.3 thousand hearts over on X. And this guy says, Sweet Baby Inc. is not a death sentence to every game, but don't let the little things like facts or truth get in the way of your narrative. This guy is clearly an idiot, because as Smash said, if I'm playing the odds with millions and millions of dollars riding on a project, I'm going to go ahead and refer back to my statement on them. He's right. Everything that Sweet Baby has been associated with has failed in every measurable metric, right? Whether even if it's Spider-Man 2, which was a success, it's still sold less than the first one, right? Last of Us, Alan Wake, which is still struggling to make money, right? And every other independent title that they've worked on, that they've had a hand in, it's the kiss of death, whether justifiably or not. But just by being associated with Sweet Baby, it causes your game to fail. This game is no exception with Unknown 9 Awakening. But hey, what about other data? What about raw money? Let's talk about that for a second. What about Bandai Namco? How have they done since this game was first launched? Now, this game came out at the tail end of last week, I believe. Yes, October 17th. So it's been out for about 5 or 6 days. So it came out last Thursday. Let's check out Bandai Namco and their last 5 days of stock trading over in Tokyo. Let's check it out. Oh, that's right. They're down 7%, 6.81% right here since this game is released. People are seeing this. People are seeing this, and it's drastically affected. I mean, you can't just be like, well, we lost a couple $1 million. I mean, I don't know any company like that is happy about that. And the fact that there was almost no promotion, they knew this game was going to fail. Everything about this pointed to a failure, but I don't think we've ever seen a game that was produced by, especially Bandai Namco, that sold zero physical copies. Zero. That's crazy to me. I would love to hear your thoughts about this. Big ups to Smash TV, JT, for breaking this story over there. Make sure you go subscribe to his channel. Of course, subscribe to our channel. I got more videos coming your way. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button right here and go watch another video right here. Appreciate you guys tuning in.